Next time I'm going to record actually you dancing before the during that intro. Anyway, my name is Scott Schertzen alongside Mr. Dayveonne Bussey.
Rob Manning, Agent Dayveonne Bussey.
What did I say?
You said Dayveonne Bussey, but I said Agent Dayveonne.
Oh yes, Agent Dayveonne Bussey. Yes, but basically he can't talk about that because he's under privacy reasons and all that, and if he tells you about it, he'll have to kill you. So he's going to tell you all about it today, and eventually maybe he have to kill you. But yes, this is Tales from the Film Set. We are going to be talking a little bit today, actually a great deal, about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, the, I believe, 8th and final film in the Tom Cruise octilogy, I guess we can call it.
Question mark.
Yeah, okay, yes. Basically, whether or not, does he survive? Does he continue? Will there be a 9th movie? Will this be like Fast and the Furious, where they're just like, no, I'm going to hold on to this one. But we'll be talking about some of the swag that you got, some of the experience that you got. Like I said, this is going to be a low-key review at this point. It is going to be a spoiler-free review just because of the fact that, well, the movie hasn't come out yet, so let's respect the lines on all this kind of stuff. But if you want to roll, let's roll, sir.
Let's roll.
So go for it. All you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I have to say, this is an art-take action film, like all the Mission Impossibles. But this one is more to the edge of your seat. It has you twiddling your thumbs. It has you sweating to the point where it's like, make the tough decision by pressing the red button. But
it's like that one meme that you got there. We're seeing the sweat coming up.
Yeah. But overall, I enjoyed the film. It was a good roller coaster of a ride. Give up to Tom Cruise and the whole entire cast. Hayley Atwell. Simon Pegg. Ving Rhames. I forgot her. It's Palma, the one for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't remember.
She played Mag.
Ada Waddingham's in it though. I know that, but
she played Mantis.
Mm-hmm.
She did an awesome job. The newcomer, Greg Tarzan Davis or something. Let me get his name correct. Pretty much everybody on this film did an amazing job. Oh, Angela Bassett.
I was going to say Angela Bassett's back in this one. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Plum Kellen from Guardians.
Yeah. Phenomenal job for everybody. Nobody fell off, and I got to get that guy's name correct because I was struggling at times because
Isai Morales,
Greg Tarzan Davis. Oh, I did say right.
One more time. So
Greg Tarzan Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing job, everybody. Big ups. It was entertaining. I loved it. It was a great final reckoning. And so far, I'm just going to let y'all know, is this the end of the Mission Impossible? I can't really tell you, but you have to see it for yourself this Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Because this message will self-destruct once it's over. But, go check the film out. I'm telling you now, you will enjoy the film. Amazing cast, amazing audience. Not audience, amazing story. If you watched the previous one, you will definitely enjoy this.
Mm-hmm. And apparently, you got some merch and some experience out of this too. So let's break down some of the merch here. Let's talk about some of the stuff that you got. You're rocking the hat today. Let's talk about that. Kick that off and going.
All right. So while I was at the red carpet, they was giving out these IMF hats.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I'll take it. IMF. So they had a little trivia contest.
I'm a little teapot.
And so with the trivia contest, they threw out these limited edition sweaters.
Okay. Is this the one that you had to sing for your supper?
Yep.
And it's worth it because it's a limited edition sweater. If you can see it, it says Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning,
Mhm.
black, and it's like a limited edition from the red carpet event. So you could do whatever you want with it. I'm gonna keep mine.
Fair enough.
IMF. Oh, and by the way, I totally forgot. I love these little things that you put in your you just slide in.
I feel like we're stepping into an episode of Style Theory here.
But the secret with this one is it has a zipper in the center.
Hmm.
And you could put little things so you can hide things in case somebody wants to.
So what
So
you're
you're
saying?
like- Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Good. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so you're like a kangaroo then? It's a pouch. Is it in front or back?
No, it's front.
Yeah, so it'd be like a kangaroo because there'd be a
No,
pouch.
but no, this is different because it has the pouch, but it also has a zipper right there to put stuff in there if
Yeah.
you want to hide something.
Well, see,
There you
also that works out really well if you want to like smuggle in soda and popcorn.
Exactly.
You know, yeah,
And
If you accept this mission.
he does.
I
Okay.
guess I completed the mission. I'm
So
here.
now does this change your opinion of cash or trash?
I always said it was cash. I never said it was trash
Oh, dude.
because it was the final reckoning. I was like,
I
it's
thought we said trash, but I could be wrong. I think I said trash.
Well, it is. It is. I think the budget was about 400 million on this.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, we all said trash, if I'm not mistaken, because it was 400 million, because it's got to make 800 million.
but I'm gonna say cash
Because he was there. Because
So my question for you is: were you press, or were you just?
I was part of the fandom.
Okay, because I'm surprised you didn't try to get a picture with Tom Cruise. I saw you took a picture of him.
yeah.
Because they were pushing them away, and I'm going to be honest with you, when I tried to get the picture with me as a selfie, a lot of people were bone rushing
Yeah.
because it's Tom Cruise and everybody
Yeah.
that was there. So
Yes.
I had to get this shot of him because I couldn't tolerate a huge crowd like that.
Yeah.
How many people were there at this thing, by the way?
Like, counting fan wise, or you talking about everybody overall?
Everybody overall.
I would say a good between 700 to 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many of them had to sing London Bridge?
Only one.
Okay.
Just day.
Just all right. You know. By the way, Day kind of flashing the look right there. By the way, respect to that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was an amazing experience being at the red carpet. The people are really nice. There were some people that were, while you was trying to get in there, were kind of, but the people that handle it, they handle it well. Thank you, Paramount. They did an awesome job handling the crowd control and everything. Yeah, Paramount. Thank you.
right.
And Urban Action. Thank you.
Is that where this came from?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah. So you
So
can
let-
play that.
I can't really get. We're gonna get demonetized on this probably, but
It depends. There goes Tom Cruise right there, ladies and gentlemen.
but yeah, got your picture with that guy from Hot Fuzz, Shaun of
Oh
the Dead.
my God. Simon Pegg. I asked him if I want to work with you in the next movie. He said, yo, let me know.
All right.
Now, Simon Pegg, if you're watching this, I'm holding you up for it.
Exactly. If that which you have promised, you must deliver, sir. But yeah, you got some cool shit out of this, man.
Yeah, I got the ticket thing. It's right there on my TV.
A little bit closer look of the hoodie that you've got there, also, by the way. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I said, you got some, Actually, you know what? Pull up that. You have that popcorn bucket in front of you, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pull that up one more time. Because in this case here, you spin it, and you kind of got go through the movies, I think, or something, right?
Yeah, because it got what's
the first? Yeah.
The first one, then the second one.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, that is friggin' sweet.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and this one.
That is friggin' sweet, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, is this the final reckoning? We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. You have to go find out in theaters. It's better to watch it at IMAX, but if you're able to buy a 4D ticket, you would be enjoying that roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. I think in this case, like I said, what you got there, yeah, definitely do what you can to hold on to it, because that will be valuable in one form or another. So nice. But thoughts on the movie?
The movie, I would say a 9.
Mm-hmm.
A 9.3. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And that's all I have to say.
Okay.
Watching. No.
So, but yeah, in this case, I mean, do you feel like it's going to be his last one? I mean, the dude's in his 60s at this point.
I don't know, because he still can go.
Hmm.
So he ain't made no announcements that he's retiring, so we don't know.
Hmm.
Like, even if he does, let's say, plans to retire as an actor, he still could jump in other avenues.
Mm-hmm. Is it going to be one of those things where he ends up handing the reins off to a younger, I don't know, pick Hayley Atwell? I don't know enough in this case to know for sure, but
maybe not. We don't know. I can't reveal too much.
Did you have to sign an NDA for that too?
Nope.
Really? Wow. Would have figured you'd have to for something like that.
I just know how to be.
Oh, come on. You're just like, yeah, no, it's just, dude, it's me. Come on. It's like, yeah. I mean, let's look at this face,
Look at Rob's face. Rob is like, come on, like, spill the beans.
No, it's not that.
So if y'all have any questions, even on the comments, like comment away, or even Scott and Rob, if y'all got questions.
Does the action live up to the expectation that the franchise has had at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything insane, like, does he jump off the moon and land on Earth?
Yes.
Does he swim to the bottom of the ocean?
Yes.
Does he travel to a different multiverse?
That's kind of pushing it.
Possibly one where Cocktail was the franchise that launched his career. There's been 17 of those.
Kind of pushing it.
Okay.
Any questions, Rob?
Out of all the Mission Impossible, which one where would you rank this out of all them?
That's a good question. So this is like the 8th.
Yes, this is the 8th one.
Yeah.
I would say top 5.
Okay.
Is it high enough for top 3?
Huh?
Is it high enough for top 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of had to think about that a little bit, though,
Yeah, because there's been good ones, and this one was really entertaining.
Okay.
If I don't watch part 1, am I going to understand part 2?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of those franchises where it's sort of like Fast and the Furious. You just kind of have to go all the way in order.
Well, the Fast and Furious, you can technically get away with the way they've done things. they countered things where you don't really have.
Wait, what did Kaza? Sorry.
On a scale of Mission Improbable to impossible, how absurd was it? I mean, did he have to fight a bunch of ninjas or something? Well,
no, but I would say from improbability to impossible, in a way where impossible would be number 10 and improbable would be number 0.
mm-hmm.
I would say this one was a strong 9.5
Okay.
because he
So
did.
it's damn near impossible.
Some
We'll call it damn near impossible.
Yeah, because some of the stunts he was doing, it was like remember the law of the power of ninjas is decreased from more. Nah,
Yes, the more ninjas they are, the more stand around doing absolutely nothing.
No, this like I can say this. This one actually showed how much you could push your body to the limit
mm-hmm.
and still be able to be mobile.
Yeah, see, that's the problem when it comes to stunt work like that too. But you know, but that's where eventually we're gonna have something where we're gonna have a stuntman or stunt person debate, Jackie Chan or Tom Cruise. Now, I had a conversation on a set of an HBO series with a stunt guy the other day on that one. He couldn't tell me which way he wanted to go. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, because I say Jackie Chan, but after seeing this, I was saying I think it's a tie. Because some of the stunts Jackie Chan did, and after watching this film, I'm like, yo, Tom is neck and neck with Jackie on this one.
Oof. You know,
because there's certain things in this.
I feel it's age based. The younger you are, the more likely you are to go to Tom Cruise.
Yeah. But if you're a huge cop story, Rumble in the Bronx, this one is a hard decision because of the fact that after seeing this film, I have to give my kudos and respects to Tom because there's some things that some of us would have just already died.
Yeah.
Yes. Once you see the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean, I already know he hangs from flying airplanes and stuff.
No, there's some other stuff.
Well, I'm just saying that in general, I would have already died.
There's some other stuff. Once you see the movie, you'll be like, I would have been dead.
I will wait until it comes on DVD.
Did he have that scene where he was running down the street?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, it's in every movie, right?
Was there a car chase? Did people get shot?
Yep.
Then it must be a Mission Impossible movie.
But there's some other stuff that was there that was not revealed. And you like,
you gotta go. Yeah, you gotta be careful on stuff like that one.
So that's why I said it was not revealed, and I'm not going to reveal it. You got to go see it in the theater.
I'm hearing cameos. That's all I'm hearing. So.
Ving Rhames did an amazing job. Had me in tears. Simon Pegg, amazing. I need to work with you. And a few other of those actors that's in that film.
So 9.5 rating. You know, did any of them actually get? Let's see. Here's the thing. You said definitely top 5, maybe top 3 at a 9.5. So which ones? So in this case here, where do you rank them? You know, I mean, do you get Mission Impossible 2, where they have the motorcycle scene where they crash into each other and don't break their ribs?
Then that one, I'll probably say, yeah, I will say probably top 2.
It's funny because the first movie was supposed to actually have Peter Graves, you know, as Jim Phelps. Yeah. But he turned the role down. Spoiler: it's been 30. It's been 30 years, by the way, since Mission Impossible movie started, which is amazing. But in the original one, when it was revealed that Jim Phelps was the villain, Peter Graves was like, "No, I'm not doing this. You know, I've played this character in 2 different franchises across 30 some odd years. You know, I am not going to suddenly turn into the villain." That's why they recast him with John Voight in the first one.
Oh.
You know, because he was like, "I'm not doing that." You know, sort of like when Super Joe was the baddie in Bionic Commando later on, or the Contra series when Lance was the baddie. It's like, dude, no. Why you got to do that, man? Why you got to do that? Also, this water tastes like garden hose. So, but
No,
yeah, I mean,
they have a ranking in Rotten Tomato.
Okay.
So ranked by the tomato meter.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Mission Impossible Fallout.
Okay.
Number 2, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Okay.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is number 3. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Okay.
Oh, see, I think I said top 5.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, top 5.
Okay.
Mission Impossible 3, top 6.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible 7. Mission Impossible, top 7.
Okay.
Mission Impossible 2, top 8.
So top 8 of 8 was Mish Posh 2.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that basically cost Doug Ray Scott his career. Because he had to turn down that character of Wolverine in that X-Men movie.
And he regretted it.
And then he ended up on Catwoman.
Which is a
great movie.
No, the TV series.
Oh.
And also, no, it wasn't.
I love that movie.
Catwoman from 2004?
Huh?
The Catwoman from 2004?
Yeah, I don't mind the Halle Berry one. I enjoy it.
It's okay.
Yeah, it was hot.
It's just as good as...
Why Benjamin Bratt? Why, dude?
It's just as good as the Mario movie, so I like the Mario.
Wait, which Mario movie?
The 80s.
Okay, cut his camera off. Cut his mic off.
You know what? Okay, you know what? No. By the way, clarify, it's 93. I mean, either way, you weren't even sperm yet. I get that. That's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think in this, was Catwoman better than the Mario movie from 93? Yes, I would agree with that.
What?
Dude, the 93 movie did not know what it was. Yeah. Catwoman knew what it was. It just did it badly.
Yeah, it's fair.
You know what? Oh, maybe we should do that sometime. Basically, a ranking system of like the shittiest movies ever.
Did we do something like that
before?
No,
we didn't. No.
We had something like that because Howard the Duck was on that list.
We did do something. I think maybe ranking the comic book movies or something, or franchises maybe. But yeah, Howard the Duck can be on there. Which is still getting crap for Leah Thompson, even though she's getting residuals on occasion.
Right. And then there's I saw a meme the other day where it's Five Below now has like a Marty McFly duck, and it says in an alternate universe,
Duck.
In a different universe, Marty McFly is Marty McQuackster.
Oh, it would be Duck. Wouldn't that be Duck Brown?
Duck Brown, yeah.
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 Okay, I'll go Duck Brown. So I don't know. In the vast multiverse, basically, they were all made out of chickens too.
Yeah.
I see some Rick and Morty level stuff going on right now.
That's
Universal Cable.
Doc Brown as Samuel L. Jackson.
No, thank you.
Motherfucker is 88 miles an hour.
I can see that. That'd be funny as heck.
I bet you can, Day.
I was going to say, basically, you sit there and kind of imagine, he just approaches Biff Tannen's and give me the almanac. Biff's like, here.
But then it's like, who's going to play Marty if they have a Samuel L. Jackson playing Doc Brown?
Who's the kid that played Will Smith in Bel Air? The remake.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Actually,
Oh, now you like it.
No. If we're going that route and you have to cast somebody, if you had to have your stinking Samuel L. Jackson that I don't want, yes, I would cast the kid from Bel Air because I like the Bel Air show.
I hope Samuel L. Jackson pops up and just say, talk mad smack to you.
He will never pop up in here.
Never say never.
At least not this today. He'll never pop up today.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
Now, see, according to Einstein, time is a construct, so today is all time, and all time is nothing.
Okay, Scott.
Because listen, in something, basically, most people, view time as a line, when it's really more of a bowl, a giant bowl of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. So yeah, it's possible. And in the Duck universe, where we have Samuel L. Jackson as Duck Brown. Clara from the third movie is played by The Rock. What's up, Day?
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you might as well come in. Samuel L. Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa! Is this something like Michael B. Jordan show or Michael Jordan showed up?
I'm joking.
Yeah, it's gonna be Samuel.
You lied to me.
No, but wouldn't it be funny if he just popped up and be like,
hanging out in Newark, basically.
It'd be more funny if somebody made a fake YouTube channel and just commented.
Too many fake people in this world, man.
Yeah.
We could get Samuel B. Jackson before we get Samuel A. Jackson.
Is there a Samuel B. Jackson?
I don't know.
No, maybe.
Samuel B. Jackson.
Maybe. Sure.
Well, there is. Oh shit, there is. Oh, in Chicago Fire. Wow.
Okay.
Samuel Benjamin Jackson is a British actor from the town of Wetherby in England. Wetherby, West Yorkshire.
That's cool.
He's plays Alex Henley in the 6th series of the E4 teen drama Skins. He also did an episode of Father Brown, so probably I've seen him at some point because I've seen pretty much every episode of Father Brown at this point. It's always amazing in British murder mysteries how these little tiny towns constantly have like a massive murder rate higher than they ever had in Murder, She Wrote.
That's just like Hot Fuzz.
Dude, it's like, Hot Fuzz I think was based on like Midsummer Murders, and Father Brown wasn't out yet, but or The Bill, or a lot of these British cop shows where it's just like this small little peewee town where it's just very tranquil, nothing ever happens except every week somebody freaking dies.
Yeah.
It's literally like Murder, She Wrote with like the British flair to it. And it's like, dude, move. Just move somewhere else. All right. So you basically, at the end of the day, you vote yes to this? To Mishposh? Yeah. All right. So figure at this point, I told Day this already. I got a few of these today.
Okay, let's help him go.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got about 5 here.
All right.
Technically, I could do 6, but we'll stop with 5.
All right.
All right. So, gonna kick this one off. Let's see what you can do. I'm just gonna give you the clues, as I always do, on a movie that was released today in history, and I'm not making letting you guys know what year this was.
That's rude.
It was a movie where the main hero and the main villain actually originally did not get along until they realized that they had a mutual love of fight choreography, which got so bad that the main character legitimately in real life broke 2 ribs in the stunt work that was done, forcing him to bypass 2 different movies, and in the process pick up another movie that doubled down on his fame and made him even more famous than he was previously. This movie bombed royally at the box office. This was a movie that also included a fight choreographer by the name of Benny the Jet Hindez, who was a world kickboxing champion many times over, who said that the main actor was so good at his stunt work that if he wanted to, he can go into kickboxing. The film production had problems because the main lead, who was already world famous for being a very attractive individual, caused so many problems on the set that the extras stopped doing what they were doing so they could stare at him. What's that?
Bloodsport.
Nope.
Either Bloodsport or kickboxer.
No, it's not. Neither one.
Oh wow.
It is not anything in the Jean-Claude Van Damme universe.
Oh,
Ghost.
that's the best.
No. You're
What?
close. You're close, though. The Eric Roberts movie? No. With Chris Penn? No. You're in the right vein, though. You basically, with Bloodsport, actually, Bloodsport might be same year, actually. Best of the Best was a couple years prior with Eric Roberts.
It's not Rocky, is it?
No, it's not.
It was one of those starting out like because it was like in the late 80s, early 90s.
It was in an era of good, of basically manly action movies.
So 80s.
Yes. This movie also, in this case, had a remake that people were like, meh. Like I said, it did bomb in the box office.
Mortal Kombat?
No. 80s.
Another small hint here. This guy actually did a guest spot on SNL right around the same time, give or take a year, which was a sketch involving him and Chris Farley as the finalists to be the latest Chippendales dancer.
That don't help me.
If Kyle is listening, he might be able to pick up on that note. He got notoriety on a massive scale 2 years prior in a movie that also had a guy who had a long career on Law and Order, probably one of the most famous actors in Law and Order history. It is, in this case, 1989. It is meme-worthy because of the fact that Peter Griffin has basically said the name of this in a very manly way.
Oh, Roadhouse.
There you go, sir.
Oh, Patrick Swayze. I thought that's why I said Ghost, because I thought you were doing Patrick Swayze.
You were close. He actually had to turn. Funny thing, he had to turn down Predator 2 and Tango and Cash because his ribs hadn't healed from the injuries he took on this film, which forced him to actually take Ghost instead. Yeah.
He was supposed to be in Predator?
He was supposed to be Danny Glover's character in Predator, but he had to turn it down because he couldn't do another stunt thing because he hadn't healed from the last ones yet.
Oh, he was
Marshall Teague broke 2 of his ribs during the choreography of that fight scene. So there's a scene in there where he gets hit with a chair. That chair was supposed to break. It didn't, and it broke his ribs instead.
Ooh.
You know, and him and Marshall Teague originally really kind of hated each other because the hits were real. But then they realized we're going to make something really unique here. The problem was, and Benny the Jet, who again obviously had massive credibility, did a huge fight scene opposite Jackie Chan in the movie Wheels on Meals. He said that Patrick Swayze was so good, he could actually enter kickboxing himself if he wanted to.
Who didn't like the reboot? I like the reboot.
The Ryan Gosling? You know what it is? Yeah, well, that's because you don't remember the original one growing up. That's why.
I know, sir, for a fact. Yes, I did grow up with the original one on VHS tape, and I watched it all the time.
All right.
I enjoyed this reboot just as well.
It didn't do as well, though.
Right. Okay.
Well, it was also on streaming.
Also, ironically enough, in this case, because Roadhouse was a movie that was marketed as a comedy and a feel-good, because riding on the coattails of Dirty Dancing, you know, in order to get, you know, female butts in seats, the movie bombed at the box office when it wasn't a comedy.
Right.
You know, if you have a movie that's marketed as a comedy and it's an action film, it doesn't do as well. If it flips the other way, you can get away with it. Same problem happened with the Peter Jackson movie, The Frighteners, with Michael J. Fox. That was marketed as a comedy and it failed.
My brain's not working. Who's the guy that ended up getting Tango Cash?
That was Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone.
They look a lot alike.
No, they
Yeah,
don't.
they did.
Oh, they did?
Huh?
They did?
I always got them two mixed up.
No.
Kurt Russell and Patrick Swayze. It's the hair.
Yeah, go look side to side, Day.
Because when I looked
You know what? I can see that. I could see that. Yeah, actually, I got a good. Yeah. Basically, this is on something called the tip band, where the question is, does anyone else confuse Kurt Russell and Patrick Swayze? So right there, Rob, you're off the hook. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the hair. You can see it.
It's the hair.
100% you can see it.
Hey, look at that picture.
Yeah, I did.
Can't tell me those two don't look alike.
Back
They
when
do.
mullets were cool, man. I miss mine.
They look like brothers. Twin
I
brothers.
do.
Yeah, look alike.
Dun, 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 dun. We're brothers.
It just
We're
said that.
attractive and we always get
Here.
endeavors.
That is an even better picture right there.
See?
Wow.
Okay, they do look like brothers.
They really do. But
yeah.
So yes, back in 1989 on today's date, we got Roadhouse.
I should have started naming Patrick Swayze movies because I had a feeling that's who you're talking about and then that's why I said Ghost, but I didn't hear you say anything from me saying Ghost.
I don't think I heard you say Ghost.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, he had to turn down Predator 2 because he needed something that didn't have action scenes, which obviously Ghost was a lot more human in this case too. Also, he was trying to start working his resume a little bit less in the action dance side of it. Because, Dirty Dancing had that. Obviously, Roadhouse definitely did. So this was more of the artsy film, which very clearly worked there. Credit to Mike Jitlove for doing special effects on that.
Red Dawn had a lot of action.
Actually, it's funny. The guy who plays Carl in Ghost, he directs a lot now. Met him once, actually. I think it was Law and Order or something. Because he does a lot of directing. He's really good at it, though.
Wow.
But so good
job.
Good. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So right now, Day is up 1-0 on this best of 5. All right. Number 2 on this date. This movie came out on today's date to a great deal of hype. Its character that was the mentor in this case, which was played flawlessly, in my opinion, by the actor who got it, was originally offered and envisioned to Tom Hanks, Morgan Freeman, and coming back to him again, Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell was in the running for a different role in this franchise.
Karate.
And it's a movie that also starred someone who had done a movie 3 years prior with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This ain't Rocky?
What's that?
This ain't Rocky, right?
It is not Rocky. No,
And
and it's also not Waterworld either. That was 1995.
Hold on.
Waterworld we just did the other day, actually.
Wait, so the person that co-starred with Arnold?
Yes, it was someone who co-starred with Arnold, who later, 3 years later, got a role in this movie. That the main mentor lead was originally envisioned to be, like I said, Morgan Freeman, Tom Hanks, or Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell, who was also in the running for a different role in this very large franchise.
Danny DeVito?
No.
Oh, not Danny
DeVito. Best co-star to Arnold was Danny DeVito. You're talking Junior, right? You're not talking that Twins movie, I'm sure.
Twins was good.
No, Twins. I was thinking about Twins.
No, I know. Everybody thinks Twins. Nobody thinks about Junior. The one where Arnold gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Just so you can hear him say, "My body, my choice." Let me think. What else can I do in this case? It has some of the most iconic music in cinematic history.
Footloose.
No.
Oh.
And it's a comedy?
No, it is not.
Drama?
It had bits that were intended to be comedies, but they kind of fell flat, admittedly. It is a movie that has, since in the last 10 years, gotten a little more credibility and respect because of the fact that people looked at it in hindsight and were like, it's not as bad as ones that came out recently.
And this came out in the 90s?
Yes.
Early or late?
Yes, one of those. Late 90s. People stood online for 2 months camping out to be the first one to see this.
Star Wars.
Which one?
The Revenge of the Sith.
No.
Or no, Phantom Menace?
There you go.
You got that.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the 19th.
Yes. May 19th.
Which is the day I saw Phantom Menace in theaters last year on this date.
Yes. Today, in this case, I was going to talk about this. Revenge of the Sith actually came out 20 years ago today. And like I said, I closed down the computer lab and kicked all the students out during exam finals, by the way, so I can go see this movie at the AMC theater.
Wait, which movie?
That was 20 years ago today. But 26 years ago today was Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh, so I was technically right.
Yeah, but I had to zone it in because there's been 9 movies at this point.
Right.
But the kid that I was talking about here is Jake Lloyd, who 3 years prior was in the movie
Jingle All the Way.
Turbo Man.
Double Man.
Now, in this case, to come back to this a little bit as well, like I said, Kurt Russell, Morgan Freeman, and Tom Hanks were in the running for what role, do you think?
For Jingle All the Way?
No,
in Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, probably for Liam Nelson's character.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman could work, but could you imagine like Kurt Russell or like Tom Hanks as Qui-Gon Jinn?
Not Tom Hanks.
Not Tom Hanks.
George Lucas' original. Yeah.
I could see Kurt Russell, but not Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
You know, Liam Neeson, like I said, was flawed. Qui-Gon Jinn is my favorite character, you know, in the entire non-trilogy.
Oh,
Because
heck no.
I'm actually
Hell
kind of
no.
my life.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks is Mace Windu.
Thank you, Kyle.
Django. Stop cloning people, Django.
Having Michael Cera as
As
Shaft.
Anakin?
No, Shaft.
Wait, say it again.
Michael Cera as Shaft.
God. Just no. This summer, coming to Broadway, one of William Shakespeare's biggest, most famous, and most recognized dramas of all time.
The Lion
Shaquille
King?
O'Neal is King Lear.
Wait.
Michael Cera as Padme, dude, that would destroy like all of this, like all this, like the scenes that you see from the movies that Aaron just ever did.
Wait.
You know,
My heart.
Wait. I'm trying to basically do my eye awkward.
credit to Natalie Portman. I mean, she kind of like launched in 2 different franchises there. She had this one obviously, and then sort of had some degree of success in the MCU, you know, as Jane. You know, she was Jane in what, 3 or 4 movies, I think, too. So
all of them.
No, she wasn't in the third.
So
but she was in Love and Thunder. So that's 3 right there, and maybe an Avengers movie too.
And she made a cameo in the Avengers movie.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think.
Jane Foster. Jane
Foster.
No, she didn't make an appearance. She didn't make a cameo.
Oh, she didn't? Okay. So right now it is tied at 1-1. Sorry, Kyle. I don't know if I can give you points on this one because you're not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it basically,
because I got that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to number 3. It is a movie that was released. You know what? 25 years ago today.
Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith.
No, that was 20 years ago today.
Oh.
This movie, in this case here, had a lot of cast members who have been known for doing other things. One of them had just come off a teen comedy the year prior, which in this case, this is 2000, so 1999. He got notoriety from a teen comedy. It was a movie that launched the career of its director, who went on to do a lot of movies like this, and including some Oscar-winning films. It also had someone who had one of the worst movies of all time involving Daddy, Would You Like Some Sausage? This was kind of his high point as well.
Oh, Euro Trip.
There you go, sir.
No,
Euro Trip was, which by the way, I've seen also. It's all you know, Euro Trip and not Euro Trip. No, not Euro Trip. Sorry. No, it is not actually. No, legit, it is not Euro Trip.
Oh, I was wrong.
Yes, I actually you were wrong, and I said that you were right, and I'm wrong. No, it's not Euro Trip.
Oh,
you're close though.
American Pie.
What's that?
American Pie.
No, but you're in the right ballpark. That was a year prior. And one of the cast members from that had notoriety and then played basically the same exact role in this particular movie.
Oh, is this Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back?
No, that was 2001.
I was thinking you're talking about Sean Scott Williams.
Yes, he was in this movie also. This movie made $119 million on $16 million.
Final Destination.
What's that?
Final Destination? Nope.
Nope. No. It's a sex comedy.
Is this The Rundown?
Nope.
No, it's a sex comedy.
Yeah, it made 119.8 million on a $16 million budget, which
Dude,
caused.
where's my car?
Nope. Its director made no joke about some of the movies that he's done.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
And basically was one of the people that was heavily involved with a lot of the quote unquote frat pack movies. 9 years after this movie, it helped. He had a movie that helped launch the career of several of its actors about a group of guys who lose their best friend in Vegas. Same director.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Hangover.
That's the movie, yes. Now, that director did this movie 9 years prior. Its main cast member later starred in two Garfield movies. And the love interest of this also appeared, I believe, in some of the other movies with that guy, too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then,
oh,
Is it not?
is this the movie that has Ryan
about
Reynolds?
Mary?
what's that? No, and what'd you say?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Something about Mary?
No, that was 98.
Okay.
All right, let me see if I can pull up any more on this one.
Ryan Reynolds was not in this?
What's that?
You said Ryan Reynolds was not in this.
No, he was not.
Because there's a party movie I was thinking.
Sean William Scott was in this.
Yes.
It is, yeah. It actually had a sequel. Holy crap! It had a sequel. Wow, I didn't even know that. Huh. DJ Qualls did both these movies. Danny Pudi was in the sequel too.
It wasn't Dude, Where's My Car?
Yep.
It wasn't.
Tom Green, at the height of his fame, was also in this movie.
I don't know who that is.
Wasn't Euro Trip.
No, but you're close there.
I'm trying to think of another Tom Green movie.
Hero Trip 2?
Nope.
No.
Just kidding.
But you're half right on the name.
Chip?
When you say Euro Trip, you are half right on the name.
Starship Troopers.
No, half
No.
right.
Oh.
I might have to give you like one more and then kind of call it on this one.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get
The director, Todd Phillips,
I think you should just.
let's see. Okay, I'm just going to read it right here and see and basically whoever comes up with it first. The film stars Breckenmeyer, Sean William Scott, Paulo Costanzo, DJ Qualls, and Amy Smart, Tom Green, Rachel Blanchard, and Fred Wool in supporting roles. The film follows Josh Parker enlisting three of his college friends to embark on an 1,800-mile road trip to retrieve an illicit tape mistakenly sent to his girlfriend, Tiffany.
Oh, God. I know what you're talking about. Oh, God, I do know what the heck this movie is. Oh, God, I just can't think of the title. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, God, I could basically describe it. It did come to find out that he messed with his sister during the ride to the trip. Something like that.
No, that never happened. No.
Oh, not that.
All right, you guys want to take one more crack at it? Like I said, the word trip is in the title.
No, I give up.
College trip.
Nope, road trip.
Road trip. Ah,
Yeah.
God darn it.
It's all right. I had it like I was like, how much more can I give you on this one? Road trip. Yeah, Road Trip was released 25 years ago today. Breckenmeyer, who would later go on to do two Garfield movies opposite Bill Murray in this case. Amy Smart was also in that franchise. It was one of the first Todd Phillips movies that was ever done before he did Joker, before he did the Hangover movie, and before he did things like Old School, Starsky and Hutch, and the rest of those frat pack movies.
Oh, yeah, Road Trip. Oh, my God. Wow.
Yes, sir.
And I was thinking about it, too, and I was like, I don't think that's it.
Oh, boy. This one, you guys are tied at one. Whoever gets this one is just... Dude, if you give me the franchise name, I'll count it. It's that friggin' difficult. So this is the fifth movie in this franchise. This one centers around the granddaughter of the one from the first couple of movies, the daughter of the character from the third movie. Norm Macdonald voices a dog. Also has Pauly Shore, Fred Stoller, Greg Proops, Stephen Root has a bunch of voices in here too. The original movie was a remake that centered around a guy. Halloween. Not sure which regardless now. It was a comedy. It was a reboot from a guy who was known to do reboots during this era, and previously had done a reboot of another movie that starred Jerry Lewis.
All right,
I will take the franchise.
So it has something to do with a dog talking dog?
It does, yes.
Oh, Dr. Dolittle.
There you go, close enough. Yes. The Dr. Dolittle 5, by the way, which actually really happened, $1 million mutts. Like I said, there's no way in hell you guys are going to get that. I didn't even know that was a thing, so I figured if I get the franchise close enough here. So,
because I was thinking when you said talking dog, I was like trying to think in my head, what movies had a talking dog? And I was like, it's not animated, but you was like cartoon. I mean, it's not cartoon, but it's a comedy. So I was like, okay. And then when you started talking Jerry Lewis, then that's when it registered.
Yeah, Jerry Lewis had the Nutty Professor,
yeah,
which Eddie Murphy did 2 movies of in the form of the Clumps. A little bit different premise. And then he decided to go and do Dr. Dolittle, which apparently is a massive book series. I didn't realize that from World War One.
I would have told you that massive.
Yeah.
Series.
It's 1920. There was literally 15 different books across 32 years about Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. But yeah, congratulations. You guys got it. The 5th movie technically was Revenge of the Sith, but not bad. Day wins 2-1.
Well, technically, I did guess Revenge of the Sith, even though it was the wrong movie.
Yeah, but as soon as you said it, I'm like, I can't do that one because, I can't give any hints on something that came out 6 years prior to a movie that's in its own storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars Episode 1, this is, Rob, is a little before your time, but the amount of hype on this movie months prior was the biggest, most anticipated movie of cinematic history worldwide.
I'm aware.
Like I said, people were waiting outside, camping out outside for 2 straight months, waiting to be the first one in.
All right, I got one for y'all. If y'all could figure this one out,
please.
All right,
I'm gonna close my eyes for this one.
This movie centers in a guy that owns a shop, and he basically, and it's a woman's shop, and he has this thing that he has to dress up.
I have a theory. It's not Mannequin, is it?
Yep, you got it.
Okay. This is the first time I actually had to try and figure this out, and as opposed to being the one giving the clues. Dude, it is stress-inducing. It is really anxiety-inducing being on this side of the fence. I'm so happy I don't do that often. Let's see. I had one actually for tomorrow. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do one that come out tomorrow. We'll do one more, and maybe we'll wrap it up in there. This movie succeeded at the box office. It was a bad movie. It was actually an American remake of a different movie in this case. Starred a few cast members from The Simpsons, by the way, which I found interesting in this case, including one who was cool enough to actually like one of my comments on his Facebook page the other day. I'll get into that story in a little bit. It was a failure at the box office. Had 2 characters in there named Siskel and Ebert. One of them was a mayor. The other was a mayor's aide. Had a guy who was, believe it or not, actually in the running to be Doctor Who at one point, even though he was an American actor. This same actor actually dated a woman who played his sister in another movie about a decade prior. This movie was so bad that when there was another version from the original country itself that made it, they had the final scene involving that character killing this character. Don't read the comments. Kyle has already gotten it. The parodied line, "That's a lot of fish," has gotten notoriety. Had Hank Azaria and Harry Shearer in it, which was really kind of funny. In acting roles, by the way.
And this is a comedy, right?
More action / comedy. Weirdly enough, it spun off a kids' cartoon show, which lasted, I think, like a year or two and did better than the actual movie did. Hank Azaria, by the one who liked my comment the other day when I mentioned something about Hello Tomorrow, the TV show on Apple TV.
It was made into a cartoon TV show?
It was actually in the late 90s. Kyle's like, I quote that fish line a lot.
And he said it was a Bill and Ted?
No. The name itself is actually incorrect versus its Japanese counterpart. Wink, wink, hint, hint, wink, wink, not much.
I know.
This same actor, about 7 or 8 years later, started to get notoriety on Broadway for a Mel Brooks production, which turned into a movie itself, not opposite Nathan Lane. Sorry, Nathan Lane.
Jesus Christ, huh? You said, and wait, how about this? What channel did the cartoon show was on air?
Fox.
Okay. And was it really a cartoon show, or was it?
Yeah, no, 100% cartoon show.
All right, so Power Rangers out of there. All right, so the only thing I can think of is Tackers Kill Tomatoes. You said Bill and Ted is at. It's not Bobby's World. No.
I'm looking up the cartoon now.
It's not Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it was on Fox Kids. It ran from 1998 to 2000.
What are the hints again besides 1998 to 2000?
That was the cartoon.
This
is an Americanized version, big budget.
This ain't Yu-Gi-Oh, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
It was a big budget American action remake of a Japanese franchise. It had that kid from War Games in it.
Voltron?
Nope. I want to be a producer is the song that this guy sang.
I want to be an American.
Yeah, Hank Azaria and Harry Shearer were in it. Kyle also mentioned something that the cartoon series that this franchise was also based on from the 70s, he had a son because everything basically back then had a kid. God, everything did back then. God, everything did back then.
Yeah.
God, everything did back then.
Why you keep repeating yourself?
God, everything did back then.
I gotta say the G word so many times in a row.
God. Kyle, you gotta be. Please tell me, Kyle, this is driving you crazy right now.
I probably haven't.
Dear God in heaven, Kyle, tell me this is very.
Wait.
I've said it like a zillion times. There you go. I've said it like a zillion times.
What is it?
Godzilla.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, 1998, the Godzilla movie was released in theaters.
But you know
reviews.
what? But you know what? I think that was a strong tough one because it's been a while.
Yeah, it was.
I forgot that Godzilla was on Fox Kids.
Yes.
They had a cartoon, and I'm like, And I'm like sitting there like, and I'm rattling my brain because I'm like thinking it's not the Power Rangers.
Yeah, the movie itself was the line, "That's a lot of fish," which apparently is something that he quotes in this case. Oops. Siskel and Ebert were the mayor and the mayor's aide. He got that one right. Godzuki was the kid in the 70s version because, again, you always have to have some kind of comic relief when you have a giant, basically a giant dinosaur that like wrecks cities, But for kids.
You know how many movies that they made into cartoons?
Oh boy, dude! As an '80s kid, Rambo became a cartoon series.
RoboCop became a cartoon series.
RoboCop was. I remember RoboCop in the '80s.
Yeah.
They almost made a Terminator cartoon series, believe it or not, too. About a boy and a Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how, but
I was down for that one.
It would have been interesting. Yeah, Well, see, that's the funny thing. Beetlejuice was. I never really watched it because I never got into it. But Beetlejuice was apparently a really appreciated cartoon.
Yeah.
But Dumb and Dumber was. The Mask was.
Ace Ventura.
Yes, Ace Ventura was a cartoon. Yes, that was Rob Paulson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Rob Paulson, I remember, was in the Mask cartoon series.
And there's a wonderful interview on our page, streampunk.com.
Quite indeed.
Yes, youtube.com/streampunkcinema.
So yeah, Michael Hall was the voice of Ace Ventura. All righty then.
God.
He later went on to star in Smallville, and ended up doing voice in the work in Gintana.
Oh, remember the cartoon show Cops?
Yes.
Was that actually based on the TV show, or they just did their own little?
I don't remember. I remember Cops. Remember Police Academy had a cartoon series.
Yes, I do remember that.
Now, 10 points to Gryffindor. Or actually, you know what? Ravenclaw. Or, Slytherin. Let's go Slytherin. Who was the group that sang the intro to Police Academy, the cartoon series?
Run DMC?
Nope, but you're close.
Oh, God. Public Enemy?
Nope.
No. You said group. Oh, was it the Fat Boys?
It was the Fat Boys, actually.
Oh, snap.
The Fat Boys did the theme song to Police Academy, the cartoon.
Wow.
Yes,
Oh.
and I believe Michael Winslow was in that as well, because Michael Winslow, nobody I think has ever gotten more mileage out of any series than that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Mortal Kombat was the Saturday cartoon.
Oh God, that and the Street Fighter when they were back to back.
Yeah, they were good. They were good.
They were definitely cartoons that someone could watch. Oh God, because you know what? Okay, here's the thing. At the same time that you had Street Fighter the cartoon series in the U.S., you had Street Fighter 2V in Japan.
Yeah.
And 2V just crushed it because it was anime Street Fighter. Yeah, you had the Street Fighter 2 movie also, the Japanese movie, which was still that launched the entire Street Fighter Alpha video game series. The entire Alpha series came because of that movie. But yeah, Mortal Kombat. Michael Winslow did a shout out to my father once, which was really cool.
I always wanted to meet him because if they do a police, because remember I wanted an interview. What's his name? Oh, the guy that played Bonoli.
Spicoli?
Yeah.
Sean Penn.
Yeah. I wanted to interview him, but I never got the chance. He said speak to his manager. And I was like, all right, cool. But, I always wanted to talk about rebooting Police Academy. Would it be perfect in this time?
I don't think it would work.
Yeah. Like, it could and it couldn't. Like, 21 Jump Street worked.
Yeah, but that was different. I mean, Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill worked in that one. And it also had a little bit more of a comedic flair to it. But yeah, Michael Winslow, I think, was the only actor to do all 7 movies and the TV show as well, the live action TV show.
Yeah, I remember the live action TV show.
And of course, Spaceballs.
Yeah.
So,
because I'm thinking, like, if they could do 21 Jump Street, why couldn't you do Police Academy? Because,
Police Academy was a little more risque for its era.
Yeah, but you could kind of hit the flair this time with it, like have a little bit of comedy. You could have the comedy in this one.
Would the fans, though, I mean, given the feeling about law enforcement now versus, say, 1984, would that still fly? Listen, here's the thing. It'll depend a little bit, I think, on how Naked Gun does. If Naked Gun works, maybe Police Academy could work.
Right. What you think, Rob? You just been quiet.
You've been quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what y'all are talking about, so I just
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't watch any of this stuff that you guys are talking about. Because
you never saw Police Academy.
Yeah, you're talking about outdated stuff.
You talking about Police Academy?
Yes,
that was on the other day too. Dun, 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 dun,
dun, dun. 21 Jump Street.
Jump down on Jump Street.
And they did a remake. They did the movie with
that crappy comedy that I won't watch.
Whoa.
I don't watch stupid comedies.
No, it worked and it was funny. Like it took a serious tone TV show and made it into.
It is a story about redemption.
Yeah.
About people cast off by society but given a second chance to be able to become valuable and worthy members of a society that has long forgotten them. That's actually not wrong. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. And just add a comedy flair to it.
Yeah, no thank
you. So let me ask you this, Rob. So you don't watch stupid comedies. What is your level of like, this is the bare minimum I will accept as a comedy? Like, give me a movie example if you got one.
I don't like a lot of sexual comedies, and that's what a lot of nowadays comedies have. Like, I know
verbal comedy.
I know people can say Elf is a stupid comedy, but to me it's not. But I know that's bias. But you know, it's more of a family-friendly movie. I like family-friendly movies that are, you know.
Do you prefer verbal humor? You know, play on words, verbal humor, like play on words and stuff.
Yeah, it just really depends on. Like, I do like comedies to a certain degree, but I like more of action comedies. You know, like most of Arnold's movies or Sylvester Stallone's movies, or.
So what about Step Brothers?
Yeah, I won't watch that. I don't like Will Ferrell. I don't like most of Will Ferrell's movies.
That's right. He doesn't like. Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's 4 movies, and the one's pushing it because I don't really. I tolerate it now, but my 4 movies with Will Ferrell is Stranger Than Fiction, which is a great.
It's not a comedy.
It's not a comedy.
It is a comedy.
No, it's not.
He's supposed to die in the end, man.
Huh?
He's supposed to die in the end of that.
Yeah.
The writer saves his life and hurts her own credibility as a writer.
You still can't tell me that's not a comedy. Literally him
not
yelling.
When you think Will Ferrell. I mean, listen, when you think Will Ferrell, you think things like Old School or, you know, The Intern or anything like that. Or
Step Brothers.
No.
Perfect, yeah.
But you got to say that's funny, like him hearing narrations and yelling in front of an entire crowd. That, yes, there's some dark parts of that movie, but it's still a funny movie.
Maybe a dramedy. I'll give you dramedy on that, but I wouldn't say comedy.
It's a rom-com. So anyways, so you got Stranger Than Fiction, you got Elf,
obviously.
You got Megamind,
okay,
and then Talladega Nights, but I don't even really like that one. Like I said,
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah,
Ricky Bobby.
The reason why I like that one is because of the fact that I've been to Talladega.
All right.
No, I was okay. There's a video when I went to the AEW event, and it's this wrestler named Ricky Stark. You could hear me throughout the whole entire time calling him Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
You know, Ricky Bobby.
Goodness, that made Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th like a teen. I would actually watch that. I remember I saw a remake that made The Godfather into like a feel-good film. Yeah. You know, about a military guy coming home basically when his beloved godfather became ill.
Oh, okay.
You know, and of course the one about The Shining being a romantic comedy. That was one of the classics of all time.
The Shining was.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
My mom says my dad's a real sex machine.
It's not a tumor.
My dad is a gynecologist and he looks at vaginas all day long. Now, see, here's the thing. That was a comedy until it like switched off. You know, it was a comedy for like the first half, and then it just became like really like pretty serious actually.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah,
the whole thing basically it's like
I
about
like
Hob.
World's work. Favorite Christmas movie of all time, Jingle All the Way.
Put the cookie down.
Like
Put
the rundown,
the cookie down,
the rundown you call like an action comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Rob, would you watch the rundown?
yeah, I love the rundown.
Especially when she gave them the fruit that paralyzes.
Yeah, with Rosario. I like a lot of Rock's younger stuff. I don't like a lot of his newer stuff, but
So about Rosario Dawson, what was the movie she did with Colin Farrell? Was that
What movie she doing with Colin Farrell? Because that's like wifey material right now.
Alexander? It was Alexander from 2004.
Oh yeah.
So I may have mentioned this in the past, but it's worth a mention in this case here. So when she was filming Clerks 2, which came out about a year after, have I told the story before?
No.
Go ahead, but
Okay.
because you wanted me to ask Jason Mewes when I interviewed him about the prank that he pulled on Rosario Dawson, and then you said never mind, let's hold off on that.
We're not gonna tell the story right now.
Well, go ahead. No, I was saying what you told me. Never mind. Go ahead.
So during the filming of Clerks 2, Jay Mewes continually pranked Rosario Dawson by saying, "Come here, I got to show you something. Come here, I got to show you something." And what it was is her very impassioned, nudie scene that was released a year prior. Her alongside Colin Farrell in the movie Alexander.
That's wild.
He pranked her on this about 4 times during the filming of Clerks, where he'd come over and he'd show it to her on like the laptop or anything that was on there, just because of the fact that he kept wanting to show Rosario Dawson her boning scenes with Colin Farrell, and it worked. She fell for it every time.
You're like, stop, you creep.
You know, but that's Mewes. What do you expect from Mewes, man?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
She took it. Took it to the chin, or did she?
She took it in many different ways. In that scene, she took it in many, many different ways.
On that note, I just want to mention this coming up weekend. We have GalaxyCon in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think on that note, we'll close this out. Yeah, sure.
And if you haven't bought your tickets to go to GalaxyCon Oklahoma City, go do it today. You'll see people like Giancarlo Esposito, William Shatner, the entire cast basically of the Fairly Odd Parents. Got Christopher McDonald going to be there, and so many more. They've got comic book artists. They got all kinds of different things.
Tara Strong is back. Yeah.
What?
Tara Strong is back.
Tara Strong, which that's part of the entire Fairly Odd Parents cast.
Yeah.
She was Timmy Turner. And yeah, so you got the entire cast and great lineup. Hopefully we get accepted for a food eating contest as Buddy. That'll be funny. They the other day they put out a thing saying they're going to be doing a fudge eating contest. You have to eat 1.5 pounds of fudge in 5 minutes. And they said, why do you think you qualify this? And I put, because I'll literally be Buddy the Elf, and we like to stick to the 4 main food groups: candy, candy corns, candy cane syrup. If that answer doesn't get me it, I don't know what will, ladies.
That's nice, man. So,
that's a good response.
But by the way, also worth mentioning, this Wednesday, we have your interview with Melinda Clark, who is best known from the OC, Nikita, and also Spawn. So that's going to be up on the channel as well.
I think she was the one, I have to re-listen to it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's the one that was in Vampire Diaries as Damon's mom.
She might have been.
I think
she also,
interview.
Funny, at the same time that I was doing Gotham 10 years ago, she was in the scenes that opposite Paul Rubens, when Paul Rubens was Penguin's father.
Yes.
On Gotham. So she was the evil stepmother, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it's cool that he got to play the Penguin's father twice.
I missed that window, man. Dude, it was just like ships in a night right there. I just missed that one.
Yeah.
That hurt my soul.
I actually met Paul Rubin once because he was at a con. He was at a Comic-Con, Dallas Fan Expo, actually, in 2019 or something like that. And I was like, hey, it's Pee Wee Herman. He passed right by me. I was like, hey, it's Pee Wee Herman. And then...
Yeah, like I said, that one hurt me because I was there day in and sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a week, and we never crossed paths. I'm like, you know, but It is what it is. Opportunities, listen, I've been lucky with a lot of stuff I've had. So
You've met a lot of people.
yeah.
Matter of fact, there is one movie I would put down that should be remade.
What's that?
Mystery Men.
Yes, Mystery Men was an underappreciated classic. Nobody saw it. I saw it.
I saw it and I enjoyed it, and I think they should remake it.
You can get a lot of. Listen, you had a lot of cameos in that movie. That was an ensemble cast if ever there was one.
Yeah.
It's funny because Hank Azaria has talked about that movie and the fact that nobody's ever seen it. That I overheard on Hello Tomorrow, which was weird.
I think that's the movie he was talking about on Jim Cummings' podcast. Tuned in.
Hank Azaria.
Yeah,
Nice. When was that? When did you guys have Hank Azaria on?
It was before I didn't get to do research for that one, but no, Hank was about a month and a half ago. He was on the podcast.
Nice. And by the way, just to clarify, what is this podcast and why do you know about it?
Tuned In with Jim Cummings, and if you would like to find more, go to youtube.com or go to anywhere where you can listen to a podcast. And if you want more exclusive content, go to the Patreon, patreon.com/tuned in with Jim Cummings. And if you become a Patreon member, you'll see exclusive content that I did with Jim Cummings that'll be every month on Friday. It'll be once a month on Fridays called Fun Facts with Jim. Fun Facts Friday. And I get to ask trivia questions to Jim about stuff he's been in. So yes, there's the shameless plug.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about the other thing yet?
Oh, big announcement. Even though
I guess that's an answer. The answer to that is yes.
Big announcement is I am officially going to San Diego Comic-Con. I think that's the big announcement that we're talking about. It is official. Let's just say my hotel, my plane, and I will have my ticket. It is all covered. So I thank God for that. And big shout out to Mr. Jim Cummings and shout out to Mr. Scott. Because without Scott, I would have never been press at Missouri Comic-Con, which then would have never would have got to interview Jim. And then, it's just the whole cycle, it's like,
just remember us little people when you get famous.
Yeah.
Oh, who are you again? No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Scott? I don't know if it's Scott.
Yeah.
Is he that ugly guy that wears a weird hat?
Who's Scott Church? I don't want to go. Actually, yeah, I'll go to church, but I don't remember there being a Scott. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I don't know who this guy is. But dude, anyways, congratulations on that, big time.
Yeah, no, so we're excited. Never know what's gonna happen there. I do get to stay with Jim for a week. I will say that. We got an Airbnb, and so I'll be with them for an entire week, which blows my mind. So, and yes, I already know Scott. Get him on the podcast. I'm working on it. We're doing it slowly.
What are we doing?
I know you guys want me to get him on the podcast for like one of these Monday night shows.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to.
Listen. If it's easier and he wants me to go on his, I'll suck it up. I'll do it. It's fine. I'll deal with it, but it's okay. I know.
You'll deal with it.
I can hold my own pretty darn well anyway in the film industry. So
you'll tuned in.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll tune into the podcast.
And then basically everybody will immediately tune out.
Yeah. And by the way, that is tuned in is TOON apostrophe D for tuned in. So not the tune like going like that. So
nice.
But all right. Well, on that note, that is Day. That is Scott. And I'm Robert. And this is Tales from the Film Set.